Good morning, my friends. This is another sunrise message coming to you, a Walking with the Master message. Today is another day in this world virus, worries and fears that are plaguing the world. There are more fears and worries about what might happen than what really is happening. It all depends on where we live. And of course, as I said before, it doesn't matter what country we live in. What matters is how we live in that country. Please take heart to what I'm going to share with you this morning. This could last a lifetime for you, not just during this difficulty or tribulation. Let me introduce you to the value of words. What we say to ourselves is important. We think to ourselves at 800 to 1200 words a minute. We speak to one another at 100 to 200 words a minute, like I'm doing now. So what we think about something is more important than what we're thinking about. How we think about it is important. What vocabulary do we use to ourselves? How are we thinking within ourselves? This is what today is about, because if you capture what I'm about to share with you, as you see this sun rising up over the clouds this morning, the sun will rise up over the clouds of your life too. We'll begin with this thought. The vision we hold in our mind is the promise of what we will one day have or one day become. The vision we hold in our mind of our future is what we're going to become. So we want to take a look at our situation with new eyes today, because we don't want to give in to the world's fears, to the fears on TV, to the fears of the ignorant. We want to be concerned. We want to be focused. We just don't want to be fearful and feel helpless. If you know God exists, then God knows what's going on. So seek your peace with Him. The worst fear we can have is our imagined fear. It's called false evidence appearing real. Or the emotion fear, it's called false emotions appearing real. This happens all the time in our life. Now I'm just helping you focus it on how to handle a world crisis in a local, isolated level of where you live. FEAR, false evidence appearing real for some. That's why movies and TV shows are so effective. False emotions appearing real. That's where relationships fall apart because of false emotions. It's just very important to understand that being wise and mature has nothing to do with our age. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. So let me give you something else for fear, FEAR. To some, they forget everything and run. Forget everything and run, FEAR. And to others, though, they will face everything and rise above it. I've learned to take it like I find it and make it like I want it. I've learned that whatever happens to me, if I have the right faith, God can show me what to do with it. If you give thanks to God for waking you up every day, then ask God for protection today. Ask God for guidance today on something to do. And I've said before, it doesn't matter what country we live in. What matters is how we're living in that country. So take a good look at what you're doing. Now let me give you 3 steps to positive faith. 3 steps to positive faith. Now, having faith is only having the ability to see what doesn't yet exist. The pessimist has as much faith as the optimist. They just use it uniquely different. If all you have is a hammer, everything just looks like a nail to some people with negative faith. So let me share with you how to develop positive faith. Number 1, learn to see it like it is, not worse than it is. Now, whatever situation I'm in, I know people where it's worse. So sometimes when we see it like it is, for us, it's not as worse as it could be as we know it is for other people. So we have to learn how to take it like we find it and make it like we want it, but not become frustrated and fearful ourselves. So we see it like it is. Whatever comes to us, if we trust God, there'll be a way for us to get through it, go around it, and get something from it. So number 1, never fear. Always look and see it like it is. Just don't see it worse. Number 2, see it better. What would it be like if? So now during this time, the next few weeks, it's going to be different around the world. Let it be different in your house. What if your home was different? What if your yard was different? What if your mind was different? What if you read something? What if you got, an ebook and read it? What if you meditated? What if you wrote in your journal? What if you walked about by yourself and become strong within yourself? What if you did something? What if you did something? Encourage your children to do something. Encourage your family and friends. Let's be optimistic and focus on what we can do with what we do have, because no matter where we are, there are people that have it worse than we do. Number 3, though, the most important is let's make it better. I mean, first we see it like it is, not worse. Then we see it better. What can we do to improve it? And then let's make it better. Let's expect more from us than anyone else can imagine. Let this bring the best out in you. Get around the right people with the right attitudes and avoid the people with the wrong attitudes. This is very important in the process of handling this. And remember, the vision you're holding of your future is the promise of what you will one day have. Now, as we've watched this sun rise up over the clouds and it's going to become brighter and brighter, let that be our view too, that it is going to get better, it is going to get better, and we're going to be better. So let me end with 3 steps that'll help strengthen you. Number 1, get serious and stay serious. Don't get grim, don't worry. Get serious. Take everything you think, say, and do a little more serious today. Number 2, get smart. Plan tomorrow if you can. Plan next week if you can. Pray for solutions. Seek solutions. Just don't put yourself in a begging, worrying, fearful mindset. It brings out the wrong thoughts in us. Stay smart. And number 3, stay organized. Put your life together. Make sure everything around you is together the best you can, beginning with what's in your mind. It's very important. When life has us down, we must look up. We must remember, it doesn't matter what country we live in. What matters is how we're living in that country. With God, all things are possible all the time, wherever we live, if we believe in God. My brothers and sisters and friends and family, wherever you are around the world, God loves you and so do I. Keep the faith. Goodbye for now.